Today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. It's a green day, it's a good day, and I have my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the markets, about what is going on right now in crypto after this monthly close. We're going to go over the news. There are some news that are pretty bullish for Bitcoin. There are a couple of things that still look a little bit shaky, but I think we are getting there. And then we have to talk about Ecomi and Veve. I bought a little bit on the Veve market as well, so make sure to stay tuned all the way. So, good morning, every one of you. There is a lot going on in the chat. What an effect green start in the week can have, right? Energy is here, good morning. Green Lantern is also here. Green Day feels better, and you are driving, so drive safe. Nico is also here. Hey, Mark is here, to the moon. Okay, we're bullish today, I think. Jonas is here. Good morning. Good to see you, Jonas. And Patrick Bultman is here. So full of rare hodlers. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now, as always, on the stream. The more likes we get, the better it is for the YouTube algorithm to push the stream out and call more people into this chat. And also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. With notifications on, so that you always know whenever I put out a new video. So there is more to come on this channel, more videos, more streams. You have seen it already ramping up since a couple of weeks. Now, I need each and every one of you right now, because we were already really good. We have been performing really good already, because we're trying to get this guy, Captain Veve, to 1,000 subs, and we have so far piled on 102 in a couple of days. So that was already really good, but there are hundreds of people watching the stream. So guys, please, if you want to do me and the community a favor, then go to this channel, hit the subscribe button and hold it until he's above 1,000. Please, let's do this all together, and the faster we get this done, the less often I have to talk about it. So guys, everyone, get in here. Okay, and with that, let's jump into Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, interesting thing. Yesterday I made a video about it, and I explained that on the daily chart we have a falling channel with many touch points already, so a valid structure, and that we were expecting this to bounce back, right? And it did. It did bounce back. It actually started bouncing already yesterday. And so this means we are expecting Bitcoin to go higher here. Maybe not in a straight line. You see how Bitcoin moves, and then has, like, every move in crypto, depending on the time frame, is always a combination of impulse correction, right? even if you go in the very low time frames, and even if you go in the very high time frames. So don't expect this to happen in only 2 days, but we are expecting somewhere here to hit the upper line, and the upper line is 69,968 or something like that. So that would be logical, and then hopefully we break this this falling channel to the upside, where we actually have a little bit more. Wow, the chat is in the middle. A little bit more chance to break to the upside. So falling channels generally break to the upside, rising channels generally to the downside. This doesn't always play out like that, but there is a good chance that it does this time. Also, the momentum on the daily is to the upside, so that means, yes, we are very likely going to see a move up here. Okay, let's talk some Bitcoin news, and then we go back to Bitcoin and look a little bit more on the higher time frames. But this one I found interesting, and this green move is backed by by some bullish news, I would say. So 90-year-old Saudi Arabian Salafic cleric, this is not him, by the way, this is the prince, I think. So I don't know, they just pick whatever. Probably this channel put into Google like Saudi Arabian, and then he just downloaded whatever photo, because this guy is clearly not 90-year-old. So there somewhere is the Salafic cleric that writes a fatwa deeming Bitcoin acceptable under Islam. I think probably most of the Islamic world that really wanted and is modern already is in Bitcoin, but maybe there are some, I don't know, I'm not really educated in that realm, but maybe someone in the chat is and can say how meaningful, how impactful that is, that it's now acceptable under Islam. Maybe there are more traditional countries and more traditional families that are now, okay, fine, it's cool if we buy it, so now we can go and buy it. So anyways, I found interesting that this was happening. We got a lot of interest or a lot of data points again this week that also will determine a little bit how we're feeling about rate cuts, and that will determine how we are moving short term for Bitcoin here. So manufacturing today. But interesting will be jobless claims on Wednesday, because the Fed wants a softer job market to then justify raising rates. And then we will have the Fed minutes, which are traditionally also interesting, because we will basically see from each of the Fed members what they have been saying and deciding. And then unemployment on Friday, again, together with job market from Wednesday, is going to give us a picture about the job market. So that, I think, will be interesting here for the mission. No time for puts. Inflation is transitory. We will see. But that is going to be interesting today. And then I think this is super interesting, and I will remove me and Chad from the picture here to give, or actually if I do it like this, I am still in the picture. So take a look at this chart. So this is the true hash rate drawdown in comparison to the Bitcoin price since the Bitcoin bottom. So here's our Bitcoin bottom. That's where we are right now. We had a huge minor capitulation at the bottom. And this marked the bottom also, right? So this marked the bottom after the FTX collapse and all the other stuff. Somewhere in the end of 2023, this happened. And now we had this huge drawdown again in minor capitulation. Why? Because our price of production went up, doubled to 60-something thousand US dollars, which it costs to produce a Bitcoin. And many miners because the price was many times at that price or below the cost that these miners had, they turned off the mining rigs. So that is where usually you have a big reversal at this point when it bottoms out. We don't know if we're just done yet. Maybe we'll go deeper in this capitulation. But now the price is a little bit up, so this could already mean that miners are turning on rigs again, because we have been already a couple of thousand above it. So price of Bitcoin, that actually could mark that here is at least a local bottom for the move out of Bitcoin. And maybe we can even put this in here into the Bitcoin chart. Let me just get back in the picture. So there is an indicator that is Bitcoin cost production. I think it's production cost. I think that's it. Bitcoin production cost. There you go. And then yeah, so here it's somehow it marks the production cost going up only in May, but it should have been at the halving. Let's go into the weekly time frame. Where's the production cost gone? Let's see. There is a production cost oscillator, but where's the rest of the production cost indicator gone? Like the red. Okay, so it just didn't accept it. Again, let's try it again. Bitcoin. You can do that on your own. If you don't have TradingView, Bitcoin production cost. There we go. So we see here really that usually, like with this jump, that Bitcoin stays above this bottom line of the production cost, right? So way above, usually in the middle. Now we are at the bottom of this production cost band. And it's exactly where we bounced, right? So if you take on the daily here, if you take my support line that I built on the weekly, actually the cost of production is exactly where we bounced here. I mean, we wicked out, that's true, and here it wasn't ramping up yet, but here it's just where we bounced. So that is a good indicator here for us to say, hey, this might be the end of the crash. Yeah. Okay, so that is cost of production. So let's look at the weekly time frame here, and there we also see that actually we formed a strong move yesterday until the daily close. So if you remember, when you watched the video that I put out yesterday, Bitcoin was still sitting with the candle body directly on, it was at 61,000. Now we are at 63,000, and it formed still. Before that candle close, it recovered quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting how our stochastic RSI will look in the monthly now. If we are actually out of the woods. Oops, that's the daily. Let's get into the monthly and just take a look, because also this looks now differently, right? We did not even backtest fully on that top. So very interesting stuff here. Let's get the stochastic RSI in again. Boop. Okay, so still, even with this recovery, the stochastic RSI is still in this blue band, where I said that we really don't like to see it there, right? So this warning sign, it stays, but we can see that one time we visited it in the last bull market. Maybe, hopefully, we can turn around here and just pump out of it. Last time, sorry about that. Okay. Last time we had this happening was actually in the bull market that I said we are mimicking. And that was this drawdown here. So these are lagging indicators, of course. So that means that they reflect the drawdown that we already had. Let me, one second. What happened what just happened? Okay. So here, this, I did press something. Okay, there we go. No, this is something. Oh, okay. I'm bouncing through the that's VeChain. I'm bouncing through the charts here. Bitcoin, BTC. Okay. What is happening? Why isn't it suggesting Bitcoin on Bitstamp? Weird. Super weird. Let's go back here. Okay. Sorry for that, guys. And by the way, let me know. We have 20 people here, by the way. Smash up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe while I am trying to get the Bitcoin US dollar chart back on. Apparently, if you press space, then you are going to the next chart, to the next whatever chart that you have open or saved or whatever. Okay, again, stochastic eyes on stochastic RSI. We have this visiting of the blue zone, and that was after this or during this drawdown. So we had a 2-month-long drawdown of about 40% during that this market. And again, since many months we're saying on this channel that we are probably mimicking something like this, and this would be an environment in which rate cuts are happening without a crash, like it happened around this time 2016-17. So maybe we are just going to do like this rise into the top, right? So that would be here December, exactly, like drawing this line out. So this could just be the case that we're just going to pump from here, and that we're just going up from here, and we have our monthly here and there, our monthly 30% drawdowns, like in this cycle, right? So here's the drawdown, and then we would go like this, right? We could try to copy this and see how this would look. I think it would be like this, and then you go from here. No, let's go from this drawdown all the way. It's just an experiment. I never did this, but so if this blip was our our current dip, if this was our current dip, something like that. Yeah, makes sense, right? Would even end on the 1st of September here with the top. Exactly what I said, 2nd of September Bitcoin top. That would be funny. Anyways, that's just a projection. So back to the charts, back to the news. So minor capitulation could be the bottom signal that we need. I think overall, in general, for DCA, it's a great time to accumulate. Now, every time we had a negative June, we followed it up with a big green July. So this was true in 22, 21, and 20. It also was true in 2018 and in 2013. So yeah, that that happened, and now we are back in a negative June once again. And even then, traditionally, with a few exceptions, July is a bullish month. So you can see here 16%, 18%, 24%, 20%, and the least a green bullish one here 9.6%, and then also the others like 17%. So more likely than not, July is a very positive month for Bitcoin in terms of returns. And whales are acting exactly like that. So we can see that yesterday someone aped almost $500 million into Bitcoin. I don't know why this person had to buy a $217 fee. That seems very high for Bitcoin. But that is a huge amount of Bitcoin. This is literally this whale that comes and scoops up all the small fish, right? All the panic sellers, all the people that sold their Bitcoin. And yesterday in this video that I made, I also talked about the money supply and how it is the biggest driving factor. And I had up the chart. I can let's see where I have it. Where do I have it? Here? So this is the M2 money supply, how it's curving out. So I explained this yesterday in a little bit more detail, so go watch this video afterwards. But this money supply, in terms of percent change, just did a huge, like a big reversal, right? So here we can see how big this reversal is actually. And this is only a blip. I mean, if you see the last expansion here, 2020 to 2022, more or less, look at the percentage change in the M2 supply. And we're just here, and that everything we saw out of Bitcoin is only that. We're very likely going to see over the next year and a half an expansion that is at least going in the same direction. It's maybe not that sharp. Not that steep, but it's going to be massive. And the reason for that is there's only either you go into a currency crisis, which the US cannot afford, and there's also no reason to, or you're just printing a lot of money and give stimulus to the economy to turn it around and cut the rates at the same time, and the risk on assets will benefit greatly. And that is what is showing here, in my opinion. The question is, will there be a recession band here? You see that first, this doubling comes basically first, and then the recession pops up. So we will see if that is still going to pop up here. Then the recession talks will maybe flip-flop a little bit. But if you pull up the chart of the S&P 500 or like the Dow or whatever, you will see that every time you have rate cuts, you have either an increase or a sharp decrease. So there's no pattern on what's going to happen in traditional finance when the rate cuts are happening. And I think the reason is that the rate cuts are happening in two different forms. One is when something in the economy is seriously breaking, then you have sharp rate cutting to save the economy. Or it's just a matter of, okay, we reached our targets, for example, inflation or whatever, like labor market softening, and now we can start to softly decrease. And that is when the market is continuing to go up directly without a crash before. SL says, had a long weekend, your eye bags hang down to your knees. I don't know. Maybe because of European Championship and celebrating a little bit and staying up longer and then waking up early again to do crypto morning coffees and stuff like that. Maybe also, yeah, not the best quality of sleep at the moment. But yeah, I need next stream I will lay back here 10 minutes before and put some two cucumber slices on my eyes. Yeah, that is not the good. I mean, probably in the end of this year I will be looking like a raccoon. I mean, I'm just back from holidays, like 2 weeks or so, and I'm already getting the comments like this, right? So, but at least it shows that the camera quality is good enough. quick like before start to drive. Good morning, Bodo. Let's go. Drive safe. Thank you for the like. And don't forget, guys, we need to pump up the numbers on Captain Veve. Anyways, let's look at this. So this is probably the single most bullish thing that you can see, and you can only see it if I remove everything again. Oh, now this is happening. Let me move my cam. I hate when this happens. Okay. So, I think good enough. Or maybe even we can put the chat here. We can still see it. Okay. So, if you put the cycle in a comparison scale, from 211 to 212, and then 214 to 16, and 19 to 20, and our current cycle on the right, then we can see that we are actually in the beginning of a huge expansion if we would repeat. So if we would repeat that, right? So probably we are comparable to this, but we've just started our move. So we are comparable to this stage here of the, again, 2014-16 cycle, where we had this big drawdown on top of the previous high. That is actually our comparison. Now, imagine how your portfolios will look if this happens. It's just still buying season. We're nowhere near any altcoin seasons, nowhere near any tops, nowhere near, and we have not even started yet. So the big moves out of altcoins, they will happen when Bitcoin is somewhere up here in this area, right? So it's going to happen again. Oh my god, I have to laugh on this. So Parsival, hey from Belgium, greetings to you guys. And then SL says, okay, my chart Picasso. I have to go. I sent you a surgery discount code later. No way, never. I would never do surgery, so you can keep your discount codes no matter how destroyed I look. It doesn't matter. Alan says Germany versus Spain should be a good game. Yeah, it's probably going to be. Like, there are only two options. Either they bunker up both and it's just going to be boring 0-0 into... or it's going to be on fire. And I think that is what's going to happen. That they both will try to make as much goals as possible. And yeah. I think that this game could be on fire. We have seen Germany-Spain several times. Usually Spain is very, like, you remember that one match in the, I think it was in the last World Cup when Spain went crazy with Croatia, and I think they ended up like 3-4 or 4-4 and then prorogation or something like that. Crazy. So I expect a good match out of that. But this European Championship, it's really like you have one super strong side where Spain and Portugal and France and Germany and I think also Netherlands, Belgium, are they coming from that? And then you have this other side, like where you have like the strongest teams are England and Switzerland, and England almost fell to Slovakia. And anyways, that is for sure interesting. So here's a reminder of, like, for me personally, my playbook is there is a Bitcoin side in my portfolio. It makes 50% of my portfolio, as I told you many times, and there is an altcoin side, right? And the Bitcoin side, my horizon is way longer to hodl, and the reason for this is this, right? So there are more halvings to come. There is more supply cut down to come. The reward ratio is going into absolute craziness. Imagine that right now a block reward is still 3.125, but in two halvings it's not even one anymore. So right now we're producing 450 Bitcoin a day. Next time it's going to be 225, and the halving afterwards, it's only going to be, what is that, 112.5 or so Bitcoin per day. That is crazy. I mean, with everything that is this reduction side to the adoption side is like inverted curves that are, we have to sometimes keep reminding ourselves on how bullish this is, and that in the long run it doesn't matter when you actually buy Bitcoin. You just buy and you have like these 40-50% return ratio per year. No other investment vehicle is giving you that. Yeah, Energy says have to go 3-hour trip Nuremberg, then also have a safe drive. Energy. And then this, from Kenya to France, Bitcoin is playing a role in elections across the globe. This is the first time that Bitcoin actually is a matter of political discussion of the magnitude of actually changing something. So in the US, it's the narrative that Donald Trump is bringing out, right? So Donald is he has been accepting Bitcoin as campaign support. He has been accepting, bringing out a narrative, he always does, like this easy to understand speeches. So he, like, wording wise, this guy is he knows how to talk to people in a super easy language, and with Bitcoin he did that as well. I've not pulled this up here, but he was something like, we're going to have the future of Bitcoin in America, otherwise the others will have it. It's just so simple, like, if we don't have it, the others will have it. It's super simple, right? And anyways, it works. So, and Bitcoin is now becoming political. In France, it plays a role. You see here in Kenya, it plays a role. And this is a new dimension for Bitcoin, because actually more and more people understand that it's going to be a store of value long term for them. And they want to have regulations around that, not destroying this one chance of actually preserving wealth that you generate right now into the future. Be it $10 in a country where $10 is much money, or be it thousands of dollars in more developed countries. It doesn't matter. People want to put it in Bitcoin to preserve the purchasing power. And I think that's very, very important. Okay, so because we are a little bit shorter on time, we're just going to take a quick look on the Bitcoin dominance and see how that develops. And as you can see here, we are opening the month in green. We closed this last month in green. We are on the monthly here, and look at that. This is still an uptrend. I cannot say this enough, but Bitcoin dominance is still in an uptrend. And that means if Bitcoin is going down like it did, and we are still green on dominance, obviously altcoins get completely wrecked, right? And now if Bitcoin pumps, clearly the dominance will go up, and maybe there's actually a reason to. By the way, if we would redraw this, right, like with the wick instead of in the candle bodies, right, then there is an interest. And also here, let's take the wick, right, the wick and the wick. Okay, so then you have yourself an intact pattern with enough touch points to validate this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're coming up to number 5 of a falling wedge that has more upside until exactly here. And what is here? So if we would go up in Bitcoin dominance over the next 3 to 4 months and hit this, what is up there? It's exactly this resistance that is hitting here. And then, so let's say you come up here, you back test, you come down, and then boom. And that is the biggest altcoin season that we will have seen. And we are going to pile up on altcoins until this happens. Now this looks like it's tomorrow, but it's actually not. So this hit here would be like September, October, and then fizzling around this would be into December, end of the year. And then if we were to come down a little bit, then we are already in March, and then we are going to crash into what, like October. So into, right? So this is rest of 2024 and almost all the 2025. And then we will see. So actually, yeah, we kind of, so we will see this crash down. Question is, will we stay in this, or will we lose this support, which would be it would be like a cool altcoin season, definitely good returns. But if we lose this support, then it's going to be absolutely crazy, because Bitcoin dominance would fall into uncharted territory, and it would just be crazy. It would just be so crazy. Okay, but we're going to be here almost every day, all the way, and it's going to be massive. So I think good times ahead. You just survived one of the nastier dips, which is fine. And now the question is, are we capable of adding to our portfolios or not? Okay, so also altcoins, last thing from these charts before we go to Ecomi and Veve for a couple of minutes. Just to see, this is the altcoin chart, and the altcoin chart is, we've bounced. Maybe on the weekly is a little bit better to see. We have actually successfully bounced here, and we are now above this support line. So this was a really good, and is still a really good altcoin buying opportunity. That was a 40% drawdown. Many altcoins down more, like 60%. We're still down 37%, even though we've bounced a little bit. It's just a bounce back would be just starting. We see also stochastic RSI momentum is curving up, is to the upside. We are not overbought anymore, so we've really cooled off. I think it's just time to grab some alts. Okay, so let's look at Ecomi quickly. How Ecomi closed the month. So actually, Ecomi did close the month with some big indecision. You can see it barely here, but small body, huge wicks to both sides, and we're at the same point. So we can't know for sure what is going on next. What we did not manage to do is we did not cross to the upside back into our previous range. So this could be, and this is the warning sign here, this could be a bearish retest from below, because this is massive. This was massive support that we just lost. And now we closed the week under it 2 times. And the question is, what's going to happen next? Will we reclaim it, or will we fail and go lower? If we go lower, I mean, this was uncharted territory, and if we go lower, there's plenty of room to the downside that could be happening. So next psychological mark again is 0004 for Ecomi. So unless we're seeing some strength coming out of this, go up, flip it into support again, and then continue here. Unless we see that, lower prices are absolutely possible for Ecomi. And I think we will only see that if we are seeing one of our big 4 factors coming in. Then we could have this thing to reclaim. I don't know, there was a rumor that in June there would be something big announced. It seems that this has not happened. I was hoping that Omi 2 NFT or so would be announced at some point now, which did not happen. So yeah, we will see. I first want to see that. So the next thing is that Veve actually had a pretty good drop. So Veve's Carnage and Venom craft sell out. The total revenue was 61,260 only on that event. There was things before that went into revenue as well, like the venomizing and all that stuff, and probably all the trades back and forth in secondary market. And these drops they hold quite good. So let's take a look at the Veve market here, and what we see is there are a couple of sales. So Harlequin, for example, is actually rising in floor price. So it's bouncing now about 1.3k. Some people are buying Harlequins. But let's look at the Carnage. Not Carbs, Carnage. So the Carnage is a cheaper one of the collectibles, and there are already some people stacking it. Like Mr. Rolex already has 11 of those, and it's sitting at 60. So actually, probably it's below production price, because if you have to venomize 4 Mighties, so that's already more than this here, right? And then the $30 on top. So this is actually probably. I'm really thinking about buying one of those. And then the Venom is holding up better. People like this one better, and there are 4 people that have over 10 of these already, that have stacked it massively. It's sitting at $105, so that is a better price point. Market cap of this thing would be now 116,000, so not too shabby. Yeah, so overall I think this was a pretty good drop for Veve. I did not think that there will be 1,111 actually crafted of these after the Blackpink experience, but they did it. So people crafted it, 1,111 2 times, right? That's not bad. That's actually really good. I mean, we are in the midst of the craziest bear market for NFTs. People are flooding left and right, and Veve is selling 1,111 of these at a price point of 30 gems after you had to buy 60 gems worth of Marvel Mighties and venomize them. That is crazy. Okay, so let's see the chat here. Guri says, hi from Bay Area, California. Hey, what's going on? Greetings to California. Chris Thomas is here. Morning, guys. Mo Collection says, yo, first time I catch it live, so then smash up the like button for Mo. Welcome. Happy to have you here. I mean, I see you always in the comments, so thanks for all the support you're giving this channel. Weekly candle on BTC Weekly looks so good. Yeah, it looks really good. Like it's a straight up hammer on the weekly. That is the monthly, but yeah, I think that's a hammer, right? So let me just refresh here on the BTC just for a second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's not really. I think it's not really a hammer. Yeah, it's a hammer. Look at that. That's a Mjolnir. Look at that. Look at that long stick. That's Mjolnir. So yeah, you're right. It looks absolutely fantastic. So what did I do? I obviously did not craft these things. I will wait for a nicer purchase price. But I did buy some things. Actually, so I bought a Silver Surfer yesterday I bought it for 1990, and then this was the last one on the floor, and the floor jumped up to 50 or so. Now people listed Silver Surfers again, so there's more selling power, and it's interesting. No EMAs on your charts. It depends. I pull up indicators and so because you usually don't catch these, I pull up indicators left and right, but then I get rid of them because there's too many lines. But yeah, I think we should have some moving averages there to check it out. So what I did yesterday also, I completed this set for I think 7 gems or so. I just bought the stamp set. It's out since a longer time. So I got this ultra rare for 280 or something. Yeah, 280. So definitely a 2. And the uncommon for 1 gem, so that was 380, and then this one for 2, so it is 580, and this one I got for 150. So yeah, that's about 7 something gems for a 4-piece set. So I was just like, okay, after Silver Surfer set, I just completed this one. Now I have 31 sets. The vault value down about $1,000 or so, probably because the gold logo got listed at another price point. Yeah, but it's interesting to see. So what is it? A couple of things. This drop now, you don't have to go right away and buy a Carnage just because it's low, or a Venom just because it's $100, right? So for example, if you go to Blackpink, so the Blackpinks, no matter what you pick, they are mostly that's the can I filter the collectibles in this list down to what's Blackpink stuff? Yes, I can. So here we see it, right? So all of these, so actually a couple of these are above retail, but most of these are under retail. So the cards, for example, look at the cards. So there is some of these cards, they are like, so the card, I think that it costs $20, and these are below the price point. And I think the card could be an interesting thing to have, because it is the only collectible that actually has original signature of the star, and a part of the cards got burned already. So the cards of the Blackpink thing, if you believe that over time more people will discover, oh, Blackpink and whatnot, and maybe in a bull run, so for example, Jisoo card is somehow, probably because it's one of the cards that everything is in circulation, is down quite a bit. So there are so many opportunities in this market. I'm going crazy because I bought one of these for I think 15, and then it dropped to 12, and now maybe I'll grab one more of these here as well. So that is happening. Now we have all the Veve fam here, 30 people. So first of all, smash up the like button here. Again, guys, let's see if already we climbed up in the numbers here. No, we didn't, guys. Please sub. Let's bring this Captain Veve up to 1,000. There's no sense in 100 people from the stream doing that and then we don't reach 1,000. So why do we do this? Because we want to enable a content creator that is at 777 videos to actually being able to monetize their videos. So guys, if you see this, please, it's absolutely free. Just go to Captain Veve, sub, and hodl the sub. Yeah, it cannot be that we put this out. We have 500 people watching the morning coffees on average. 500. We only need 78 more people to actually sub on Captain Veve. And I will not stop until we made it. Okay, thanks for the break. Thanks for the news break here. So, yeah, that is basically... I think there are so many huge opportunities. Like, for example, if you... if we put in golden moments, for example. So here also golden moments. I mean, you see the scarcity here. There are golden moments that are right now sitting at the Iron Man, for example. This is the first appearance of Iron Man on the chain, and it is a Disney golden moment of the first series, and it is, I mean, there are 12,000 of these. Not gonna lie, that's a lot, but it's sitting at 45. So there are golden moments set that can be easily... Look at that, Donald Duck and Daisy at 24. Wally at 22. So yes, are there 10,000? Yes, and the reason why it's so low is because we only have like 2,000 to 3,000 active users on the week. So that is obviously why things are falling. It's like Timon and Pumbaa is sitting at 14 gems. Or here, Cogsworth and Lumiere, 15 gems. So there is... Like this, you have to see that in a bull run, these were highly desired because these were considered scarce in the bull run when we had 20,000 users active on the app. Obviously, it was highly desired. Magic Lamp, Disney D, whatever, right? But right now, the only collectible that is really out of reach for some people is a partner statue. It's sitting at 1.5k. Now, I am saving up gems as I promised, and every donation and everything. Maybe I'm even going to convert the YouTube revenue into gems until I can buy a grail. Something like this. Like partner statue actually also looks juicy. The other one that I'm eyeing is Journey into Mystery 83, which is sitting at 799. So I'm at roughly close to 10%, right? So this is what I'm going to follow. Yes, I bought Silver Surfer from and I spent yesterday some 30 gems on the market, but this doesn't keep me from stacking up gems and going more. Like here you see it, my gems, 68 gems more or less. So I'm going to now really go into that direction, because if these prices come my way, then I will make it. I will probably make it to buy this grail. This grail or one of the other grails, I'm not sure yet, because I mean, partner statue, it actually bounced a little bit. I mean, there was partner statue for 1.2k. It's not that far away, right? If you just save up for months and this comes out direction. But there's also a guy sitting with 400 partner statues on here. So that's that. But anyways, so we have a green week. We're looking strong. We're looking good. Make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Captain Veve's channel. And guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you at next Crypto Morning Coffee, hopefully tomorrow, and the next video, hopefully today. So have a good one.